Hello everyone and welcome to our fourth lecture in listening and speaking. In our previous lecture we discussed the listening sub-skill which is listening for gist, and we said that listening for gist is when we listen to get a general idea of what the speaker is talking about, and we don't focus on or concentrate on little details. And we said that listening for gist is the big picture, not the little details. Okay, so it's only listening to get a general sense of what is being said or what is being spoken. Okay, and we practiced this skill in 4 tasks. We listened to 4 audios or 4 listening materials, and we discussed the general topic of each of those materials. And in today's lecture we're going to discuss another skill, which is listening for specific information, and we're going to work on the same listening materials from our previous lecture. يعني we're going to play the same materials، بدنا نشغل نفس المواد المسموعة، and we're going to answer or do different activities on these materials. وهنعمل يعني exercises وتمارين مختلفة إلها علاقة بال listening for specific information. Okay, let's start our lecture. Well, listening for specific information. So what is listening for specific information, and what do we mean by this skill? Well, listening for specific information, as you can see on the screen, refers to the occasions in which we don't have to understand everything that's being said, but only a very specific part. يعني لما نسمع ونكون مش معنيين نفهم كل إشي بينحكى، بس إحنا معنيين ب a very specific part، يعني pieces of information، أجزاء معينة من المادة المسموعة. When you're listening to a speaker or a recording, sometimes you just want to know some specific information or a particular detail. The same، يعني الجملة بتوضح what I've said. إنه أنا مرات بكون بسمع لغرض معين عشان أعرف معلومة معينة، رقم، اسم شخص، وهكذا. طيب examples على listening for specific information. The first one, you might be listening to a recorded phone message for a business, and all you really want to know is the hours the store will be open tomorrow. You don't care about the rest of it. بسمع لمكالمة هاتف مسجلة لها علاقة ببزنس أو بمحل، ومثلا بيكون غرضي من هذه المكالمة أعرف مثلا متى المحل بده يفتح تاني يوم، فبكون مركزة إني أعرف الديتيل هذه أو this particular piece of information. تمام، اللي هو الساعة. A second example, listening to the weather report to discover the weather in your city. إني أسمع للنشرة الجوية اللي بيحكوا فيها تفاصيل كتير وأشياء كتير عشان بس أعرف الجو في المدينة اللي أنا عايشة فيها. تاني يوم في مطر، في شمس، وهكذا، عشان أعرف هذه التفصيلة الصغيرة. Okay, so when we listen for specific information, we usually listen for particular information at word level. زي ما حكيت، نسمع لغرضنا نعرف معلومة معينة، وبتكون at word level، يعني مرات بتكون الإجابة أو المعلومة اللي بنطلع عليها هي كلمة، يعني إحنا بنركز على الكلمات. طيب specific information is often factual in nature. إيش يعني factual in nature؟ يعني أنا بدور على حقائق من هذا listening. Example على this factual يعني information. This information could be a name، اسم شخص مثلا. A place، مكان انذكر في listening. A profession، مهنة شخص مثلا من اللي كانوا بيحكوا. An object، عن شيء، أنا بسأل عن شغلة وردت في listening. A number or quantity، رقم أو كمية. تمام. Now, when you listen for specific information, you need to have some idea of what you're listening to before you listen and while you're listening. طبيعي إنه أنا إذا بسمع if I'm listening to pick up يعني a particular piece of information, I should have an idea of what I am listening to before I listen. إحنا لما بتيجي مرحلة السماع for specific details بكون أنا already طبيعي إني أنا سمعت على الأقل الأوديو لمرة واحدة. دائما هيك تمارين الاستماع إنه you listen first to get a general idea أو to answer يعني a very general question, وبعدين you listen another time to pick up أو to look for some specific information. فطبيعي أنا إذا بدور على تفصيلة أو details معينة طبيعي يكون عندي background، يكون عندي خلفية، أنا عارفة عن إيش الليسننج بيحكي، لأنه هذا بيسهل علي. و I think يعني ذكرنا in our previous lecture when we discussed listening for just in last week's lecture حكينا إنه في listening for just أنا لما بسمع بشكل عام وباخد فكرة عامة عن الموضوع هذا الشيء بيساعدني. This helps in later listening، بيساعدني في السماع بعد هيك لما أدور على تفاصيل دقيقة. I mentioned this in our in last week's lecture. تمام؟ Sorry, it wasn't last week's lecture, it was our previous lecture. So in our previous lecture we discussed listening for just. Sorry for this, sorry for the confusion. Okay, let's continue. Now, again, as I was saying, in a test or in an exam, يعني your ability to listen for particular details or pieces of information will be measured. يعني الإكزام دائما بيقيس قدرتك أو قدرتك على إنه تسمعي عشان تدوروا على particular details أو particular pieces of information. Now, listening for specific details or specific information in spoken English can be pretty tough. هذه الشغلة طبيعي ممكن تكون صعبة لأن أنا بدور على تفاصيل معينة، كلمات و details. It can be hard to pick specific details out of the passage. طبعا الباسج ممكن يقصد فيه إشي مكتوب أو المسموع. تمام؟ Especially when they are phrased differently in the passage than in the questions. بيكون الإشي صعب خصوصا لما صيغة الأسئلة تكون الأسئلة تكون مصاغة بشكل مختلف عن المعلومة كيف وردت في الليسننج. احنا عارفين إنه دائما في الليسننج activities مثلا إذا أنا بدور على كلمة بمعنى convince فرضا كان listening one of the speakers يعني uses the word convince يعني in a specific context وردت كلمة convince معناها يقنع in English. في الأسئلة أنا ما بشوف كلمة لو بدي أسأل سؤال لو بده يجيني سؤال له علاقة بهذا الشغلة ما بيجيني سؤال مستخدم لي كلمة convince، بيروح بيستخدم لي كلمة تانية إلها نفس معنى convince، مثلا persuade. تمام؟ persuade in English معناها also يقنع. فاللي بدي أحكي إنه دائما أو يعني أغلب الأحيان بتكون صياغة الأسئلة مختلفة عن صياغة أو كيف السبيكر حكى هذه المعلومة بالضبط. ما بيجيب لك الإشي copy paste أو زي ما هو، بتجيب المعنى مكتوب بكلمات أو paraphrased in a different way. تمام؟ this is why sometimes listening for details can be difficult. Now, in an exam situation لما بتكون بإكزام ومطلوب منك تحل listening، افترض أنت في TOEFL أو IELTS exam، predict and anticipate the kind of information that will answer the question. بعطي نفسي وقت إني أفكر وأحاول أتوقع إيش طبيعة المعلومة اللي بدها تجاوب سؤالي. هذا الإشي بيساعدني أركز بزيادة في listening. This helps me focus during the listening و pay يعني particular attention to the part where I think the answer will be mentioned. وأعطي اهتمام أكبر للجزء اللي بتوقع إنه هنا هتنذكر الإجابة أو وصلوا السبيكرز للجزء اللي بده يجاوب سؤالي. طبعا بعمل كده بحاول أتنبأ أو أتوقع و at the same time I should be aware that the idea I'm listening to could be expressed in the recording in a number of different ways. ولازم أكون عارفة إنه الفكرة اللي أنا بدور عليها أو المعلومة ممكن يتم طرحها أو يتم مناقشتها بطرق مختلفة. حكينا إنه الصياغة كتير ممكن تكون تختلف في الليسننج عن صياغة السؤال. تمام، فأعطي نفسي وقت أتنبأ، أحلل السؤال، أعرف طبيعة الإجابة اللي بدي أطلعها وأحاول أتنبأ وين ممكن أشوفها. طبعا إشي حسب الدسكشن. طيب حكينا as you listen you need to recognize when the information is about to be given and pay particularly close attention at that point. زي ما حكيت أحاول أتنبأ أو أعرف متى المعلومة هيها على وشك مثلا تيجي. يعني السبيكرز زي ما حكيت بيوصلوا في الدسكشن لنقطة معينة أنا بفهم عندها إنه هنا أنا بدي أركز بزيادة عشان هنا هتيجي المعلومة. Also, sometimes listening for specific information also involves listening to determine whether information is stated or not. برضو من ضمن الأكتيفيتيز اللي بتيجي في listening for specific information إني أنا أسمع بشكل دقيق عشان أعرف إذا المعلومة انذكرت ولا لا. تمام، بدي أضل أسمع كل الريكوردينج عشان أعرف هذه المعلومة تم ذكرها أو لا. برضو هذه تعتبر listening for specific information. الآن أرجع أنا للنقطة هذه. إحنا حكينا إنه يفضل to predict and anticipate أو guess the kind of information that will answer the question. وزي ما حكينا إحنا في هذه المرحلة بنكون لما أسمع أنا for specific information بكون على الأقل سمعت للأوديو مرة. تمام، ف it's also good to try يعني to remember what you listen to in the first time. يعني في المرة الأولى الثانية بحاول حتى أفكر بالإجابات من المرة الأولى اللي سمعت فيها. صحيح حتكون القدرة على التذكر مش كتير قوية وأنا مش فاكرة كل المعلومات اللي سمعتها، ولكن هذا الإشي ممكن يساعد. Well, I hope listening for specific information is clear now. And now we're going to practice listening for specific information, just like what we did in our previous lecture. So we're going to practice this sub-skill in 4 tasks, and these tasks are the same ones from our previous lecture. كلهم هم نفسهم الأربعة، ولكن we're going يعني to do some different activities أو specific information questions. تمام؟ طبعا as I said أو as we did in our previous lecture, I will play the listening materials, okay, in this audio. But I recommend you pause the listening if it's not clear for you. I recommend you pause it and then play it directly from your own device. And for this you can use the links I provided in our previous lecture. Tamam, so let's start. Okay, now task 1. I want you to listen to the audio and choose the correct answer for each of these questions. Let's first read the questions. Number 1, John and Charlotte met in college, high school, or senior living. In which of these places? Number 2, John says the secret to a long life is getting enough sleep, worrying less, or living in moderation. 3. The official date of John and Charlotte's anniversary, and we said anniversary is الذكرى السنوية لهم, is December 22nd, December 24th, or December the 15th. Okay, let's listen.
World's oldest living couple celebrates their 80th anniversary. John Henderson, aged 106, and Charlotte Henderson, aged 105, are recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the oldest couple in the world. Last week, their senior living community threw them a party to celebrate their 80th wedding anniversary. The two met in college in 1934 and married 5 years later. Both are still happy and healthy. According to John, the secret to a long life is to live in moderation. The official date of their anniversary is December 22nd, and John will celebrate his 107th birthday on December 24th.
Brought to you by EnglishClub.com.
Okay, now, have you got the answers? Okay, let's see the correct answers to these questions. So, number 1, John and Charlotte met in college, as mentioned in the audio. John says that the secret to a long life is living in moderation. العيش باعتدال. Moderation means اعتدال. The official date of John and Charlotte's anniversary is December 22nd. Okay, I hope all of you got the correct answers. And if you didn't, try to listen to the audio again, and you can even see the script on the website. As you can see, there is a script and there is even another dictation question. And do you remember when we discussed dictation through listening? It's a very helpful way to improve your listening skill as well as improve your spelling and vocabulary. Tamam, let's move on to the next task. And for this task, I want you also to listen and choose the correct answers. Okay, and before we listen, let's read the questions. It's a very good idea to first read the questions. And as we said, try to guess and anticipate the answers. Tamam. Number 1, Diana can't come to class because she has a different class, she has a midterm exam, she has a doctor's appointment. Okay, for homework, she has to read chapters 17, 18, 19, and 20, chapters 17, 19, and 20, chapters 17 and 20. Which of these chapters? The articles and video are available online via email and in the library. The deadline for the homework is, deadline means الموعد النهائي, is Wednesday, Friday, or Sunday. The teacher can give Diana the practice test on Friday by email or after the midterm exam. And the last question, the office needs a note from the doctor, an email from Diana, or the midterm exam. Okay, now listen and choose the correct answers.
This recording is from the British Council.
Excuse me, Miss Henderson?
Yes, Diana. How can I help you?
I'm sorry, but I can't come to class next Wednesday. I have a doctor's appointment.
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Is there anything to do at home?
Let me just check my notebook. Okay, first of all, you need to read chapters 17, 19, and 20 in the book. There are also some articles and a video to watch. Those are online. I'll post the links online in the usual place.
Chapters 17 to 20.
Yes, except chapter 18. Chapters 17, 19, and 20.
Okay. Is there a deadline?
Yes, this Friday. But there's something else. I was going to give you all a practice test.
A practice test?
Yes, to help people prepare for the midterm exam.
Ah, all right.
Don't worry. I can send you the practice test by email on Wednesday. Can you send it to me before Friday?
Sure. No problem.
And don't forget to bring a certificate from the doctor to the office.
Thanks, Miss Henderson. I'll do that.
You're welcome, Diana. Take care. This recording is from the British Council. To find more activities to practice your English, visit www.britishcouncil.org/learn English.
Okay, have you got the answers? I hope this listening was easy, and let's now have a look at the answers. Okay, now let's check the answers. Diana can't come to class because she has a doctor's appointment, and that was clearly stated at the beginning of the audio. And number 2, for homework, she has to read chapters 17, 19, and 20. And this was also mentioned twice. The first time was by the teacher. أول مرة كانت من المدرسة when she told her you have to read chapters 17, 19, and 20. And then the second time was by Diana. هي حكت لها so I have to read chapters from 17 to 20. وحكت لها المدرسة except for 18 ما عدا 18. تمام. Number 3, the articles and video are available online, and this was clearly stated. 4, the deadline of the homework is Friday. And 5, the teacher can give Diana the practice test by email. And the last question, the office needs a note from the doctor. If you remember, the teacher said don't forget to bring a certificate to the office. So هنا زي ما حكينا previously إنه sometimes السؤال بيكون صياغته مختلفة أو في كلمة مختلفة عن الكلمة اللي سمعناها. وهنا في السؤال مكتوب a note from the doctor أو في الأوديو كانت a certificate شهادة تثبت إنها هي كانت عند الطبيب. Okay, let's move on to the next task. Before we move on, sorry, if you didn't understand the conversation or didn't answer the questions, all of these correctly, you can listen to the audio again or even read the script. And also the script is available online through the link that I provided. Tamam? Let's move on. Now for this task, you're also going to listen to choose the correct answers. Let's read the questions. Number 1, the meeting time was first planned for 9 a.m. ولا 11 a.m. ولا 1 p.m. تمام? If you remember, this is the conversation that happens between 2 colleagues, and they were trying to change the time of the meeting. Now, to moving the meeting, Lucy wants to cancel the meeting, ولا wants to bring the meeting forward, or wants to postpone the meeting. حكينا cancel معناها يلغي. Bring the meeting forward إنه يجيبها أبدر، تخليها أبدر. و wants to postpone the meeting يعني تخليها متأخر أكتر. postpone معناها يؤجل. تمام. Number 3, the new meeting time. الميتنج الجديدة is 9 a.m. ولا 11 a.m. ولا 1 p.m. 4, the agenda has already Anna has already sent the agenda, ولا Anna is sending the agenda now, or Anna will send the agenda later. تمام. 5, Lucy's presentation. Lucy's nervous about her presentation. The meaning of the word nervous is stressed, anxious, متوتر. Lucy is looking forward to her presentation. هي متحمسة للpresentation. Lucy isn't ready to give her presentation. هي مش جاهزة للموضوع. Number 6, telling the other people. Lucy will tell the others about the time change. ولا Sveen will tell the others about the time change, or Anna will tell the others about the time change. Okay, now let's listen.
This recording is from the British Council. Hi, Anna. Do you have a minute to talk about the meeting next Tuesday?
Sure. We said 11, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, but I have a bit of a problem with the time. Would it be possible to move it?
Oh, I see. We could postpone it to the afternoon to 1 p.m., for example. Bring it forward to earlier in the morning. What would suit you?
Could we make it 9 o'clock? That would really help me. I have another important meeting in the central office at 12.
No problem. It's important you're there.
Do you need help with any preparation?
Did you get the agenda I sent out?
Yes, I did. No, that's all fine, thanks. My report is ready, and I'm looking forward to presenting it.
Great.
I can tell Sven about the time change. I'll see him later.
Don't worry about telling Sven.
I'll send an email to everyone to confirm the time has changed, and with an updated meeting. Great. Thanks, Anna.
Okay. I'm happy that works for you. We really need you there, and it's good we don't have to cancel it.
See you then. Have a good weekend in the meantime.
You too.
Okay, I hope answering this was easy, and now let's move on to look at the correct answers. Okay, now look at the answers. The first one, the meeting time was first planned for 11, and this is clearly stated at the beginning or in the beginning of the audio. Lucy said, Anna said, we said 11 didn't we? إنه their previous أو الarrangement كان على 11. طيب, moving the meeting, Lucy wants to bring the meeting forward. لأنه في جزء المحادثة لما أنا بتحكي لها إنه ممكن we could postpone it to the afternoon to 1 or bring it forward earlier in the morning. حكت لها ممكن نأجله للظهر أو نجيبها أبدر تصير الصبح. تمام, فلوسي بترد could we make it 9 o'clock? That would help. تمام, إذن Lucy wants to bring the meeting forward. The new meeting time is 9 because يعني Anna agrees to this time. بتحكي لها no problem. طيب, the agenda, Anna has already sent the agenda, وهذا الإشي واضح في لما بتسألها. أنا بتسأل do you need help with any preparation? Did you get the agenda I sent out? بتحكي لها استلمت الأجندة اللي أنا بعتتها. بعدين Lucy's presentation. Lucy is looking forward to her presentation, وهذا this is clearly stated. Lucy بتحكي my report is ready and I'm looking forward to presenting it. And the last question, telling the other people. Anna will tell the others about the time change. لأنه Lucy بتحكي لها I can tell Sveen. Lucy هيك بتحكي, بترد عليها أنا إيش? Don't worry about telling Sveen. I'll send an email to everyone to confirm the time has changed. تمام? I hope this was easy for you, and if it wasn't, try to listen to the audio again and answer the questions. Okay, and you can also look at the script from the website. Let's move on to the next task. In this task, and if you remember, it was about meeting an old friend. And for this task, we are going to decide if the following sentences are true or false. Okay, let's fast read the sentences. Number 1, Patrick and Selena have never met each other before. True or false? Selena still lives in London. 3, Selena didn't like her job in London. Then Selena's living with her parents. True or false? And 5, Patrick also went to London. 6, Selena is surprised that Patrick is married. 7, Patrick has a daughter named Marigold. The last one, Patrick invites Selena to his house. Now let's listen and answer the questions.
This recording is from the British Council.
Patrick, is that you?
Selena, hello.
Well, Patrick Eastwood. How have you been?
Good, great, actually. How are you? I haven't seen you for, how long?
It's been ages. At least 15 years. Wow.
Yeah, wow. So what are you doing here?
Oh, sorry, you go first.
Okay, what are you doing here? I thought you'd moved to London.
I was in London for a couple of years, but it didn't work out.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you okay?
I'm fine. The dream job wasn't really a dream, you know. And London is great, but it's so expensive. I mean, just the rent on a flat is crazy expensive.
I see.
So I came back. I've been back now for almost 5 months, living back home with Mum and Dad, which is interesting. Anyway, what about you?
Me? Oh, nothing new. You know me, Patrick the Predictable. I never left here.
Oh, and is that...
Oh, I'm very happy. I'm married now. We've just celebrated our 10th anniversary.
No way! You? Married? To...
I don't think you know her. Her name's Marigold. And we've got 2 kids. They're 5 and 8 years old.
Married and with 2 kids? Wow.
Don't look so surprised.
No. I'm just amazed how time flies. I'm happy for you. I really am.
Thanks. You should really come round to the house one day.
That would be great. Let's swap numbers and...
This recording is from the British Council. To find more activities to practice your English, visit www.britishcouncil.org/learn English.
Okay, I hope you got the answers correctly. Okay, let's check the answers. Okay, let's see. Number 1, Patrick and Selena have never met each other before. Well, the correct answer is false, because they are old friends. It's not that they have never met each other. It's just that they haven't met for a long time. هم بس ما تقابلوش لفترة طويلة. 15 سنة انقطاع. تمام. Number 2, Selena still lives in London. False, لأنها بتحكي إنه I went there for 2 years but it didn't work out. وبتحكي إنها now she's living with her parents, so she's not in London at the moment. 3, Selena didn't like her job in London. True, لأنها بتحكي the dream job wasn't really a dream. 4, Selena's living with her parents. True, she clearly mentions or states this. 5, Patrick also went to London. False, because he says I never left here. ما غادرتش المدينة هذه بالمرة. طيب بعدين Selena is surprised that Patrick is married. True, her reaction says so. ردة فعلها كتير مبينة إنها surprised. 7, Patrick has a daughter named Marigold. False, Marigold is the name of his wife. And the last one, Patrick invites Selena to his house. True, he tells her you should come round to our house, and we discussed that come round is to visit someone. Okay. Now we've reached the end of our lecture for today. I hope everything is clear, and I hope listening for specific information is easy. I do recommend you practice with some more activities and exercises. And if you have any questions, please take notes, and we can discuss them in our next Zoom lecture, inshallah. Thank you, and have a nice day, or see you on Sunday.